There are essentially only 3 fundamental ways you can grow your business and increase revenue, and in this video we're going to help you determine which one you should be focusing on. Hi there, my name is Brooks Hitsfield with Seven Sons in Grace Car, and if you're new to us, watching one of our videos for the first time, Seven Sons is a family farm out of Northeast Indiana. We started completely from scratch and have grown to a multi-7-figure direct marketing and e-commerce business. We like to use technology to make our lives easier and to help our business grow. So several years ago, we developed our own custom website and e-commerce platform called Grace Car to help other food companies sell online more effectively. You can learn more about the platform, how that all works, by watching a demo at gracecar.com. But in these videos, what we do is we share marketing and business advice that has served us well in our direct marketing journey to hopefully trim some of that time off of your learning curve. When it comes to growing your business, it can be difficult to know where should you actually be spending your time. There are literally hundreds, if not thousands, of different online marketing strategies out there. And what happens a lot of times is we'll do well focusing on one area for a while, maybe it's email marketing, but then we quickly get distracted by the next idea that pops in our head. And the problem with that is that you end up being, you minimize your efforts because you're focused in too many areas and you're not giving one single strategy the attention that it deserves. So in this video, we're going to review really the only 3 levers you can pull to help grow your business and increase revenue. And all the other marketing strategies out there, they improve one of these 3 areas. So, understanding these 3 different levers end up being a really nice filter for you to help determine where should you actually be focusing, which strategies and ideas should you be pursuing based off of how you're performing in these 3 different growth levers. The first is going to be your active customer list. So active customers. So this tends to be the growth lever that we often focus on and fixate on the most because it's the most obvious. Of course, the more customers that you acquire, the more your business is going to grow. But this is also the most difficult of the 3 to impact and influence. And I'll talk a little bit more about that here later. But real quick, we define an active customer as someone who has purchasing activity with us in the last 12 months. So this is just an objective way to look at who do you consider someone who's still a customer versus someone who's inactive. If they haven't purchased in the last year, then it's safe to consider them inactive. The second is going to be what I call your purchase rate. So purchase rate. This one is real simple. It's just going to be out of your active buyer list, how often are they placing orders in that 12-month time period, okay? So this is obviously going to be more of where you build loyalty into your business, so that's going to be another growth lever. The final one, and this is the one that's probably overlooked and forgotten about the most, is going to be your average order size. So again, how many customers you have, how often they're buying, and how much they're buying from you with each transaction. So at a high level, these are the 3 only things you can do to increase revenue and grow your business. You either acquire more customers, you inspire them to purchase from you more often, or to buy more with each purchase. Those are the only 3 things. There's not another component inside of there. And we know this is the case because it all works out as a perfect math equation. Let's see, do I have blue? So if you multiply all 3 of these numbers together, it's going to equal your yearly revenue. So let's just walk through a quick example. Let's say my active customer list is 500 customers who are buying from me in a year period. They place 2 orders on average for an average of $100. If you do the math on that, it should equal $100,000 in revenue. So the thing I like about this the most is that each of these growth levers can add the same amount of value to your business. They're all equal. We know that because if you were to increase any one of these numbers by say 25%, that would add the same amount of revenue to your bottom line at the end of the year. If you were to increase your active customer size by 25%, that would add the same amount of revenue as if you were to increase your average order size by 25% as well. So since they're all equal, what you need to do is just identify which of these 3 areas can you influence to go in the right direction with the least amount of effort involved. And the way we can get there from here is to just list out those different marketing strategies and ideas that we talked about earlier, and maybe identify a few more now that you've gone through this process and categorize them based off of the growth lever that they impact the most. That's going to make it very easy to then pull out what do you feel like are the lowest hanging fruit for you. That's going to be those items that you feel like you can do well and can be implemented with the least amount of effort involved. That's where you need to be spending your precious time and energy. So what we'll do at our operations, we actually build this into our strategic planning process, where at least once a year we'll sit down, evaluate where are we at on each of the 3 growth levers, and then we'll also list out the different marketing strategies and ideas that we have been on our radar for the year. And we can make goals around what do we want these numbers to look like next year. So it's a way to not only just make a goal, but to actually have a plan for how you're going to achieve that goal through the strategies that you're going to be pursuing with your time. Another layer you can add to this to help identify which growth lever to focus on is to find a mentor in your industry who's maybe 10 or 50 steps ahead of you that you can consult with and ask them, where do they fall on each of these 3 growth levers? What do their numbers look like? That way you can stack up yours against them and identify where's the biggest gap. That's going to tell you that there must be opportunity for you to achieve the results they're achieving because they're in a similar industry serving a similar type of customer. Again, one area you're going to need to take with a grain of salt is the customer list, because obviously if you're comparing that with someone who's just in a more mature stage of business, then there's going to be a gap there. But don't get hung up on this, because remember, this is the most difficult of the 3 growth levers to impact. And it's because we are all doing business in a competitive marketplace where there's just a certain number of consumers we're competing for. So in order for me to acquire a customer, it means someone else has to lose a customer. So of course you want to pursue your acquisition strategies, but remember, there's only so much ground you can cover on this area in a certain time period. And we often neglect to remember to pursue strategies that impact these other 2 growth levers that can add the same amount of value to our business. Some of our biggest growth years at Seven Sons happened when we put less focus on growing the number of customers we serve and put more focus on figuring out how can we serve them better and inspire them to purchase more from us and buy for a longer time period. If you've enjoyed the video, we want to hear from you in the comment section below by letting us know which of the 3 growth levers do you think you could increase by 25% with the least amount of effort involved. And if you want bonus points, let us know which strategies that you're going to pursue in order to get there. But thanks again for watching. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and like this video. That way you can get notified the next time we go live with a new training.